I like OG Anunoby and Mikal Bridges and the way they play their game defensively. They're monsters. And this postseason series, they've both been monsters. So we have to give them credit on that end. Their offense has been up and down, though. And we need more of Wingstop. More Mikal than OG, although OG still has some bad games here or there. But I will say that OG can lock in a little bit faster. And sometimes he won't have consistently bad games on offense. Mikal Bridges at times on offense consistently will not have the greatest game. We need a little bit more aggression. Here's the reason why. Everybody saw it too. First quarter, first and second quarter. Josh Hart open from three. He hits a couple of threes. What happens? Detroit is forced to send a defender his way. If Mikal Bridges is too aggressive to start and he keeps attacking, then the Pistons will be forced to throw a couple of players at him. And because of the way he can play make already, he's going to find somebody, and that's going to make the game easier for everyone. And for me, that's where Mikal needs to start getting better. That's where he needs to shine. I don't care if he wants to shoot a million threes. If he's open, take the shot. He might miss them, but if he's open, I don't mind him taking them. What I do mind is him not getting to the line, not being aggressive, not using your body to take contact. I need to see more of that because it needs to be more than just Jalen Brunson and Karl-Anthony Towns getting other players into foul trouble. Imagine the entire starting five is getting all of these players into foul trouble. It makes the game harder for the Pistons. It makes the game easier for New York. And if we're swinging the ball, everybody's eating. Everybody wants to cut. Everybody feels good to cut because they know they're going to get the ball. And that is team basketball. That is Knicks basketball. And that is how we win. And Wingstop is a huge part of that. Their play on defense, their play on offense, OG Anunoby's aggression, demon mode, Mikal Bridges turning it on, lighting it up from three, locking it on defense, his help defense, the way he can help on Cade and then come back and be able to recover very, very well. This is what I want to see from the Knicks and especially from Wingstop. But they need to be consistent themselves. And that's something that we have to acknowledge too, right? Wingstop, not very consistent. Consistent on defense, but not consistent on offense. Talking about the physicality now. 90s much? Huh? 90s much? This was as much of a 90s game as I have ever seen. Physicality, hand checks, hip checks, shoves, hard screens, movement on screens not called, pushes to the ground, shoves to the ground, no calls, third quarter. Yeah, absolutely. They were letting things go. Let me tell you. They let so many things go. There was one play that Jalen Brunson's going in for a layup. I forget who's behind him. I think it's Cade. Cade comes in from behind him. It says blocked. But as he's blocking him, he knocks him down and it hits him and bumps him off of his path to the basket. That is a blatant foul. And they did not call it. And then Brunson's on the floor. He gets back up, trying to run back. Obviously, at that point in time, Cade is beating him. So it's a 5-on-4 affair. It's an open shot for them, and they hit it. But that's what I'm talking about. The level of physicality that we saw. They were allowing so many things, and it wasn't the stars that got that type of credit. Normally, the stars are the ones that are given that much leeway to be physical, do this, do that in games. But it was everybody. If you were on that floor, you could be physical in the way you play defense. And if you never watched the NBA, you are very confused in terms of what defense is, what a foul is, and what everything means, because it was very different. It was very different watching what we saw there, watching some of those very hard, blatant fouls, some things not being called, some things being called, and you're wondering, how is it being called here underneath the basket for that foul, but it wasn't called here when Detroit did it and they got it and won because of it? Make it make sense to me. The refereeing, the officiating in that third was awful. It was not the reason why the Knicks lost that quarter, but it was extremely awful. And it's really been that way for this entire series. And the problem is it's like this because they're experimenting now, testing things out now, so that way later on, when they call it and they call it more physical and tight, they can reference these games for those situations. And they put themselves in those situations. They try to balance it, as we all saw, because in the fourth quarter, where, touch fouls were allowed in the third, they were not allowed in the fourth. So you got called for them. Jalen Duren got picked up 2 of them, which means that he probably should have picked up 2 fouls additionally in the third quarter when he was doing that anyways. But didn't really matter because the referees had to balance it out. They always tend to do that. Call it aggressively here, and then, you know what? I think I didn't call it that well. Let me call it a little bit more soft here. And that's exactly what happened. But the Knicks were able to meet the physicality when we needed to meet it, and at times exceeded it. Game 4 goes to New York. We lead this series 3-1. And now we head home. Back to MSG, a real arena, the real Garden, the place that we want to hear the fans sound so loud. Everybody stays. They stay because the game is being played. They love to watch the game being played. They love the Knicks. They are committed to this team, and they could never think about abandoning them. They would never think about leaving them. They just think about supporting them at every single time that they can, because that's how we're built in New York. Game 5 at MSG, New York. We're ready to close it out. We're ready to steal this series, and we're ready to go to the second round. But we're not skipping steps. Detroit, business isn't done yet. Business finished? Is the business done? It's not done yet. 1 game remaining. 1 game left for you. 1 game for this team to prove everybody in the NBA that if you doubt us, if you think that the Knicks are not real, watch this series. We're going to close out the Pistons, make sure we make that Game 5 matter, and then let everybody know that it is our year to shine, our year to go far, and our year for everybody to start showing some respect to the Knicks. Laughing stock before, laughing stock no more. Legit contender. It's been a long time, a very long time. But New York, we are finally here. And the vibes could not be more immaculate. But that's going to do it for this episode. I hope you enjoyed it. And if you did, go ahead and smash that like button, leave a comment below. And of course, guys, please subscribe to the channel. Until next time, Knicks fans, take care of yourself, your families, and each other. Peace and love, and I will catch you guys on the other side.